Indian River County believes that literacy is the bridge to all learning. And with the community united behind the Moonshot goal of achieving 90% literacy by 3rd grade, the schools are experiencing an amazing transformation. A key driver of this success is how the principals adopted a new style of leadership and embraced the public-private partnership with the Learning Alliance to support their elementary schools.
Public education has failed our communities because we have been too driven by being adult-centered and not being student-centered.
The focus became the students and what they need are first priority.
It is an expectation that we are open and that we are innovative in our practices. If we keep doing what we've always done, we're not going to grow.
We, as educators, come to a point in our careers that we have to either find it in our heart to be able to continue to improve or not.
To uphold the community's literacy goal, principals are now expected to be more involved than ever before.
It's about how we make you an instructional leader. It is coaching leaders, how we teach you to have the ability to get the most out of everybody you're charged to lead.
That shift of what principals were, basically building managers to now instructional leaders, the change has been astronomical.
Oh, please, can I read? Okay, perfect. So everybody point to the word that I'm gonna read. The kilt tells us
once they see that you are an equal partner in what you're asking them to do, once they know that they can trust you, that you're there side by side learning right along with them, the buy-in just grows exponentially. So what that looks like is daily attendance in collaborative plannings and being a thought partner. So I'm not sitting at the back of the room with my clipboard writing down who's contributing and who's not.
Collaborative planning is a district-mandated weekly meeting between grade-level teachers and their coach to collaborate around that week's curriculum.
If you wouldn't know that I was the principal of the school, you would assume that I was a coach or a teacher in that conversation.
I think the relationship that I have with my principal is something very different from other either schools or districts. It's not somebody who's necessarily a superior telling you what to do. It's a fellow colleague trying to help you. She really makes me feel like everything that I do, I am adding to the school, to the classroom, to the kids, and that I am appreciated just as much as she is to the school.
To continue to build relationships with kids and teachers, principals are now expected to be doing walkthroughs of classrooms throughout the day, giving them a 360 view of the teaching that's happening in their school.
I remember sitting in one of our summer district level institutes and they rolled out an expectation for principals being these building level instructional leaders. And I remember probably verbalizing it, saying, there's no way I am ever going to get in classrooms every single day. I'm already doing enough. But then just saying, you know what, like, let's try it. At this point, you know, what do we have to lose? Going into the classroom was on a daily basis in all the subjects was a game changer.
I have an office on wheels, and I'm so excited about it. I grab my computer every day, and I go out and I say, if there's no blood or no fire, don't bother me. But my job now is to follow through, to make sure that they're doing what they say they're doing. And I have a global view, and it gives me eyes into what's actually happening in the building.
The presence of the principal is absolutely key. And that presence can be a positive thing or can be a negative thing. A principal can go on the room and the teacher can shut down. And the teacher automatically gets nervous or feels as if they're being evaluated. That slows thinking.
Our principals don't just walk into classrooms to play the gotcha game. They walk into classrooms to be a show of support.
You need to be able to create the relationship and the rapport with teachers so you're truly problem solving and engaging in conversations about how to make the practice better, how to make the instruction more impactful for children.
We love her, and our parents love her.
So a lot of feedback becomes coaching. And when I'm walking, it's what did you see? Tell me how you think you should respond to that. What are your immediate next steps?
How are we assessing where they are? Once she gets it, if you have any fabulous feedback for her, then she's getting it in real time.
We have wired our systems to learn fast. It is in everyone's best interest for us to act fast. There's no reason to wait when we already know what they need.
Having a deep understanding of what you should see when you walk into a classroom allows for the feedback to be relevant and meaningful for the teacher who's receiving it. If you're randomly walking in, you really don't know what you're providing feedback on, whether it was something that was planned or wasn't planned. Teachers appreciate feedback, but when you're providing feedback that is not relevant or aligned to what's being instruction, the teacher's gonna say, hey, you're wasting my time. You're pulling me off the task.
You have such a different perspective of what the teachers are doing on a daily basis. You have a different perspective on what the students are required to learn and do.
Being around helps you also connect with everyone. I mean, if I'm in the building and I see a teacher maybe a little teary, something's going on. She may not have wanted to come see me, but I've noticed, hey, what's going on? You know, you need a break, you need me to be here. It's about connecting emotionally with staff, with parents, with these students.
Thank you for the hug, brother. Keep working there, you alligator. Y tú, ya, tú hablas español.
You have to follow through on the things that you say that you're going to do. And that is just the most important thing that we can do for our students.
Your grade 3 achievement is actually above the goal, but then your learning gains is below and your bottom quartile
Is way below.
Yeah, so
Here's the data that we're talking about, the engagement monitoring, comparing to what it was actually last year to what it is this year.
It's great to look at data. You can look at data all day long, but if you don't know what am I going to do with it to help our kids succeed, it means nothing.
they need to know how to take that data and make a change at what they're gifted at, and that's educating kids. That data becomes a third party where it's really our arm around the principal's shoulder saying, what are we going to do about this?
This entire system is based on relationships, and we're trying to accelerate our thinking. You can't without trust.
Now that I'm in this role, I see what real support looks like and how that can make such an accelerated impact on the teaching that is delivered to students.
At the end of the day, you're creating an environment for all of the teachers to give 150%.
Very proud of my progress, which has shown me and helped me be a much better building leader, instructional leader.
Accountability across the state, unfortunately, has been a deficit because accountability doesn't start till third grade. So what do you do from a professional standpoint? Principal's like, I want to protect my job. I want to be here next year. I'm going to put my best teachers in third, fourth, and fifth. And when you do that, you're playing catch up the entire experience of that child.
Primary instruction in grades K through 2 and even as far back as pre-K is pivotal for a student being successful.
Reading and literacy and making sure we get our youngest students reading, #1 priority.
Obviously, that you don't read, you're done. You cannot do nothing.
Principals have to be able to, in real time, see the long-term investment and figure out how you're going to do that work. In Indian River County, a lot of that work is funded, supported, and communicated from the Learning Alliance.
They put so much emphasis in K through 3rd because this is when obviously we're learning to read.
We know we need help primary K through 2. How are we going to do it? And that was a resource. We'll give you guys a literacy coach. How about an interventionist? Can we assist with that? Can we provide finances to help you pay for that position? It's just invaluable what people can bring to your staff.
At the end of the day, we want to work smarter and not harder. And so finding those connective pieces where the Learning Alliance is more than willing to be this support piece, how can their support augment what we're already doing in our school?
Watching these elementary school principals has given us a few practical ideas for how principals can work with their staff to improve outcomes for their kids and ultimately disrupt poverty in their neighborhoods. Shift the focus from adult-centered to student-centered. Lean into becoming an instructional leader with your teachers. Use walkthroughs to be consistently present in classrooms. Embrace data and feedback to continuously improve at your job and ultimately impact your school. Invest in K through 2 literacy and embrace public-private partnerships to help your school.
If I went back and was a principal today, it would be totally different. The systems and things that I would be able to put in place to speed things up, accelerate learning.
The systems created in the district are there to support you to be better. Do I want to help the kids be better? Then join the movement. You won't do it alone. You will do it with an army of support from the district. Are you on board? Yes. Let's do it.